Okay, it is 1 o'clock, so we're going to get started. First, thank you for attending today's training. Welcome. I'm Darlene Swistock from the Buckles office. I provide administrative support to help our member libraries and manage the centralized training for mandated services. As you may know, the Buckles Strategic Plan calls for centralized training for mandated services, which includes the ILS, delivery, and e-content. And today's training will cover the CatExpress transition to record manager. So just a few housekeeping issues before we get started. So with the screen, if sometimes the font may be a little hard to see, so you can go into full screen mode. If you click on the layout icon, you can, the drop-down menu will enable you to go into full screen. You can also click on the maximize the shared content icon, which is to the right of the slide. And Margaret will also try to enlarge her screen when she can to make it easier to see. If you are having difficulty seeing it, please let us know by typing in the chat box or the Q&A. So today's training should last about an hour. There'll be time for Q&A. If you would please use Slido for your questions. The questions will be monitored and answered at the end of the presentation. Please don't type any technical questions into the chat box as we may not see them. To access Slido, you see the instructions on the welcome slide about clicking the three dots in the bottom right-hand corner. That will give you access to Slido. We will be sharing the recording and other resources after the presentation. So I would like to turn this over to our catalogers. Yumi, Margaret Rose, take it away.
Okay, hello everyone. Let's start the CatExpress to Record Manager Transition Training. So let us introduce ourselves first. Hi, I'm Yumi Choi. I'm a senior cataloging librarian. I'm doing English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean original cataloging, and WCP updates and other cataloging stuff.
Hi, everybody. I'm Margaret Rose O'Keefe, cataloging and special projects librarian. I handle the CatExpress import, the e-content cataloging, and I do other database cleanup projects.
Okay, Kirsten's with us now, but she's been sick and she's with us, but she's not gonna present today. But I'm gonna introduce her to you. So Kirsten, she's our cataloging librarian, and she's doing WCP import and languages other than English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean original cataloging, and other cataloging stuff. Okay, that's us. Okay, so let's talk about the purpose of this training. This is for you to get to know the record manager and to learn how to set up user preferences and how to search record manager, and finally, how to set holding and export. This is different from basic cataloging training, which we will provide twice this year, May and November. And also, if you are already use Record Manager for your word language submission, please use as it is. We call it as a basic Record Manager. This basic Record Manager is different from your word language submission Record Manager, so the process is a little bit different. So if you are already using Record Manager for your word language submission, please keep doing that. This is just replacement for the CatExpress. So if you are using CatExpress, this is the training for how to use Record Manager as a replacement of CatExpress. Okay, let's talk about Record Manager briefly. Record Manager is a web-based interface to WorldCat database like CatExpress. The difference between Record Manager and CatExpress is that Record Manager can support all legacy scripts. It can handle Roman and Roman scripts, which is good. So here's a website. Here's like a HTTP link for how to log into Record Manager. So use this link to log into Record Manager. I guess all of you already have your login information. So your Record Manager username is your library's four-letter code, followed by underscore and cataloging. And this is case sensitive, so please make sure use uppercase and lowercase correctly. And password, your director already, I guess you already have your password from your director. So we recommend only your director can set and reset the password in order to avoid any confusion, because all of your colleagues can use the only one login information. So please don't change anything. And if you forget the password, or your director, so your director needs to set up new one, that's gonna be only your directors can do it. So please ask your director to change, reset or set your password. The whole process of searching records and saving them to a bucket list is the same as CatExpress. So I think you will easily learn how to use Record Manager. So only the difference is the interface. Okay, let's start with the user preferences setup. Before you search Record Manager, this is very important that you need to set up your user preferences. So if you use the link provided previous slides, this link, and log into Record Manager, this is the first screen you will see. Nothing, just word share and metadata. So if you click metadata, you will see this this left column. You will see this basic search options there. Before you even start your search, please set up your user preferences. So click user preferences here. And if you click user preferences, you will see three options here. You can set up your preferences for advanced search, basic search, and working with records. The other searching preferences, if you want, you can do it. If you don't prefer, just leave as it is, as a default. But working with records, you should. This is mandatory. You should set up in order to communicate with us. So by setting your default holding library code, we can communicate to you. So using your library code. So please don't forget to set up working with records. So if you go to user preferences and click working with records, just leave everything as it is, but you need to set up this default holding library code. So if you click the drop-down menu, you will see the list of our member libraries. We just added South Orange there, so South Orange can set up their preferences as well. So choose your library code here. And if you choose your library code, please don't forget to save it. If you don't save it, the setup will be like it will be gone. So please don't forget to save after you set up your library code. And this setting is one-time setup, so Record Manager will remember your preferences unless you change them. So set up your library code and then select your library code and then please save. Okay, let's talk about the other preferences. Advanced search, we recommend you to leave everything as default, but if you want to set up language of cataloging, I guess this clicks you that because we emphasized language of cataloging is very important when you do the CatExpress training. So most of you already know that. So we recommend you to limit language of cataloging as English. In the way you can only search the records cataloged in English, not Chinese or Danish or Swedish. So we always recommend you to set up your language of cataloging as English. If you set up here, because this is advanced searching preferences, it doesn't affect your basic search. It just affects only for the advanced search. If you select the language of cataloging as English, please don't forget to save. And let's look at the basic search option here. So just leave everything as default. And if you want, just click the search result preferences here. There are two options, condensed result list and then enhanced one. Enhanced one is a default. If you don't click condensed one, the default search result display will be enhanced one with cover art image. But personally, I prefer condensed result list because it's in a table format and it's easy to look and compare. So I prefer this, but it's all your preferences. If you prefer enhanced one, just don't check. So let's see what's the difference between condensed search result list and then enhanced one. This is a condensed search list, which I prefer, but some of you prefer enhanced one, so it's all of your library's preferences. So although you don't need to actually you don't need to click this or like a set it up because you can always change it here, view enhanced search result or condensed search result. You can always search the display here by clicking this button on top. So this is condensed search result. You can see more search result in one page. And this is enhanced search result list. So as you can see more detailed information here with the cover art if it's available. And not like table-like style. The enhanced one has a more like a narrative style. So you can see more information here. If you prefer this search result, don't check in your basic search preferences search option. Okay, this is a difference between condensed search result list and an enhanced search result list. Okay, so again, after you set your preferences, please don't forget to click Save. Once you click Save, Record Manager will remember your preferences and you don't need to worry about it later.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
great.
Did somebody say something? Oh, okay, I think I heard something. Okay, so again, once you set and save your user preferences, please log out and log back in so you can remember everything. So please don't forget to log out and log back in again. Okay, so let's search Record Manager. I guess most like searching and save is like the process is the same as CatExpress, but interface is different. So let's learn about new interface. So basic search. If you log into Record Manager, you will see only word share and metadata. So if you click metadata, you will see the basic search screen there. It's the left column side. So this is the first screen you will see. So this is a search result screen. So let's look at each of this screen. So first thing is an index. I'm gonna just talk about more of these later. So in the basic search column, there is an index term. We always recommend you to search with a standard number for printed book or ebook and audiobook. You search with ISBN and check ISBN as an index and then enter your ISBN in terms section. Then you will see this search result. And you can, here's the facet is different from CatExpress. In CatExpress, you can limit your language of catalog as English even before you start your search. But Record Manager is different. After you search, you will see these facets which you can limit your search result, which is cool. So we always recommend you to click English for the language of cataloging. Language of cataloging is different from language of the material. This is a catalog language, which means all the record descriptions in English. we are providing our service to English speakers. Most of our records users are English speakers, and so we don't want like a catalog language in German and Chinese or Danish or Swedish, because this is WorldCat. All of libraries in all of the world, they are participating. And if I'm working for Korean library, I catalog the material for the records. I catalog the records for the material in Korean. In Chinese people, because they are serving for their people, Chinese people, they are describing the records in Chinese. So these are the language of cataloging, which is description language. And then we don't want any other languages other than English. So we always recommend you check English as a language of cataloging. And other elements of facets, you can limit your search by formats and publication year and author's name and the language of the content itself. So if you are looking for Russian translation of English work, you can just click Russian there. Then you will only see the Russian translation or like material written in or like narrated in Russian there. So this is the facets. You can limit your search results. And in the record list, if you see the bottom of the record description, the brief description, there's a one line at the bottom, which provides you a lot of information to you. So the first three letter is cataloging institutional code. This is OCLC code for the libraries who are cataloging this record. So if you see BRG there, that means the record created by us, Bergen Buckles. BRG is the OCLC code for our consortium. And if you see the English here, and there's a difference. Here is English, and then the bottom one has a German, which means this record cataloged in English, and then this one cataloged in German. So I think this record, some German library catalog this record with their own language. So that's the language of cataloging code. And the full, both of records are full, means it is complete record. We always recommend you to choose full encoding level full. If you see MIN, which means minimum here, we don't accept the record because that's not complete record. So, and it also provides OCLC number. So this one line provides a lot of information. And here, another information this screen provides is that the holding, two of them are not held by us. So if it's held by us, it has a different image here, like a green check mark that held by your library. And the other information is there is a number of holdings. So we can consider the higher number of holding records is relatively better than the less number of holdings. So this search result screen provides all the information. So I just briefly talk about everything here, and let's look at the details here. So the index term. So Record Manager only provides keyword, title, author, ISBN, and ISSN and OCLC number as index terms. They don't have a UPC number. So if you're search for books, use ISBN as index term. And if you are search for serials or periodicals, use ISSN as a standard number. But if you are looking for media, DVD, video game, and CDs, because they don't provide UPC as index terms, you just choose keyword and then enter your UPC numbers there for your media record search. Okay, so facets, again, we already went over in the previous screen. So language of cataloging, again, this is a language of cataloging description, different from the language of the material itself. In the MARC record, this is 040 subfield B, and we always looking for a record 040 with subfield B, E, and G. Other than that, we are not going to accept the records. So please make sure that the language of cataloging is always English. And the format, there are like various formats, and if you don't have any standard number, if you're doing keyword search, you will see a lot of type of materials. So in the case, you can just limit your search by formats in the facet section. And year, that means it's publication year, and then author is author's name, and language is the language of the material itself. And let's look at the examples of facets. This is more complicated because I use the title as an index term, and then I enter the goblet of fire as my search terms. And the result is a lot. Tons of records are there, which has title as goblet of fire. And first, you want to limit your search by the language of cataloging. So you click English, so only you can get the language catalog in English. And if you only want a book and the printed book, you just click here, print book, and you can limit your search to 1,200 something. Still a lot. And you can limit your search by publication year and author's name. I just found that this is amazing because 94 libraries catalog the record using the wrong author's name, which is not uppercase K, lowercase k. But anyway, there are 94 libraries catalog the author's name like that. So you can search, you can limit your search results by the author's name as well. And you can limit your search using the material language. If you're looking for German translation of Goblet of Fire, you just click here and then you will only see the German materials record. So these are the example. These are the facets from the example, the complicated example. So again, we just always emphasize that you just check language of cataloging in English. Okay, so this is the line. You remember the at the bottom, this one line provides a lot of information. This is about that information. So again, this 3-letter is OCLC symbol for the cataloging institution. And this language code is a language of cataloging. So we always emphasize that just like a search, just like looking for the records catalog in English. So that this in ENG should be there for your search. And then when you submit the record, if you just submit records cataloged other than English, although you submit the records, it won't be in Buckle's system. So we are not gonna import them. So please make sure the language of cataloging is in English. And full and minimum, you will see some of the records has a minimum. That means it's not complete and it doesn't meet our Buckle's minimum criteria. So we always recommend you to looking for the records which encoding level is always full level. And one of the library yesterday, one of the library sent us ticket about she found another encoding level, which means pre-pub. So there's a more like an encoding level, but we just recommend you to search for the full records. But sometimes a library, not library, there is like an institution who's authorized to catalog pre-publication status while it was not published, which is in pre-publication status. In that case, because they don't have exact physical item in their hands, so they don't have a correct information about the material. So they just use any like book review information and the information provided by the publisher. In that case, they just put their encoding level as pre-pub. So if you see pre-pub records, just look at the records carefully. If the pre-pub records provides full information, as we recommended you, it meets our Buckle's minimum criteria, then you can submit the record. But if the pre-pub records is close to minimum level, then please don't submit the record. we always recommend you to looking for full encoding level record. Okay, so let's look at the advanced search. As you can see, just right away, you can find the language of cataloging here. It's already, English is already there because we already set up our user preferences in the beginning. So if you click advanced search here, because you don't have any standard number and then you have to, or just you need to limit your search using more indexes, then just go to advanced search and you just enter a search term here and then limit your search and then click search, you will get the search result. Just when you show that, I just want you to see this language of cataloging is in English is already there. Okay, so this is a search result example. So as you can see in the left side top corner, you can always hide and show the facets. And because I already clicked the English as a language of cataloging, and then I only want to search print book here. This one says that I already checked for the English and print book as a selected facets. So this provides that information, and you can hide facets by clicking here, and then all the facet information will be disappeared. So here, everything I already explained, but here I just wanted to show you that encoding level, we always recommend to select full level, not minimum. If you already, although you select the minimum level, it won't be imported. So please always select the full level. And this one, the first record is held by us. So you can see the green check mark here. That means this is also one of our member libraries already selected this record. And the second one, it's not held by us. So this is condensed result list. So this list provides all the information. If you switch to enhanced result list, you also see this information there in a narrative way. Okay, so you find a good record and it's time to save the record and then set the BRG holding there. You know, this is the same as save to catalog in CatExpress. So you found the good record and then click it. You will see on the top, set holding and export. This is exactly the same button, the save to catalog in CatExpress. By clicking this, you set BRG holding and also you save this record to our vocals file. Here in the record manager, we call it as a list, but it does the same thing here. Before you set holding and export, please make sure that we don't have it. So check the library holding. So my library doesn't have this item. Then you set holding and export. So just in case you just click this one by mistake, just let us know. Then we're gonna just delete the holding. Only the catalogers can delete the holding. Please, if you just click this by mistake, please let us know, send us email or just submit the ticket. Okay, so after you click set holding and export, this pop-up window will appear. And then just if you see, there's going to be only one list. Start with buckles, and here's a no format, but you will see the different thing after buckles, something mark 21, something now. But it doesn't matter. If you see something start with buckles, and then there's going to be only one list you can select. Just select it and then click add. If you don't click add, it won't be added to our list or file. So please make sure that you select the buckles and then click add. Right after you do that, you will see the change in the record. Look at this, set word cat holding, and then it's saved to our export list. And the huge difference is that now the holding status is changed as a whole held. Okay, so we went through everything, how to set the user preferences and how to search. Now Margaret will show you step-by-step real-time demo.
Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see the demo. Okay, so everyone should be seeing the sign-in screen for Record Manager. The first thing I'm going to point out is that I have Record Manager bookmarked here on my browser, and you can see here the link buckles.share.worldcat.org/WMS. You can also bookmark this on your browser to make it easier to log in, or perhaps put an icon for it on your desktop. But just so you know, if you go to Buckles Connect and go to the launcher, you can scroll down, depending on what order you have this in, it might appear in a different spot, but I have Record Manager here. I've alphabetized my launcher list so that it's here between policies and procedures and reports. So I have Record Manager there. So that's another way you can access Record Manager easily. I'm going to log in to my basic account that I've set up for test purposes. And I've made the screen a little bit bigger, so hopefully it's easier for everyone to see now. That's not supposed to happen. So let me close. Let's see, I'll just refresh and see if I can get to it that way. Record Manager. And let's try that again. Who knows what's going on there? And we are in the Record Manager login screen. So on the left here, you're going to click on metadata, and you're going to click on Record Manager. And the first thing you'll do is set up your user preferences. So we'll click User Preferences, and you can see there are 3 sections here, like Yumi pointed out. The first one you'll go to is Working with Records. And you'll scroll down here and drop down the menu that says Buckles, and you'll select your home library, the library you work at. So I'll just select Karlstadt for this example, and you're going to click Save. Then you're going to go to your advanced search options. You're going to leave everything here the same. And you're just going to go to languages of cataloging, and you're going to type in ENG, and you'll see English auto populates, and you can select it from the menu here, and you can click Save. Then you can go to basic searching, leave everything as is, unless you want to change the condensed to the condensed result list, like Yumi prefers. So it all depends on what you prefer. If I click condensed and click save, then if I do a search for Harry Potter, for example, I'm going to get that condensed result list. However, anytime I do a search, I always have the option at the top to view the enhanced search result list and toggle back and forth between the two by clicking this button here, view condensed search results list again. So really, it's up to you whether you want to change the user preference. We'll go back to user preferences. Whether you want to change this to the condensed result list or just toggle over to the condensed result list when you need to. I prefer the other view, so I'm going to uncheck that and click save, but you can use whatever you prefer. Once you set those preferences for the first time, you don't need to set them again, of course, but what you do need to do is log out, because they don't actually take until you log out and log back in. So I'm going to log out, and this is especially important for the library. When you select the library, you don't want to do any exporting of records until you log out and log back in, so that your library actually is recorded with your selections when you set holdings and export. So here we've logged back in. Again, I'll click metadata. I'll click record manager, and we're ready to start searching. For my first example, I am going to use an ISBN search. So rather than typing in Harry Potter like I did before with the keyword search, I'm going to change keyword to ISBN. And this is what you'll be doing most of the time when you have an ISBN search or a title with an ISBN. Can anyone who is currently talking, please mute? I'm going to paste the ISBN in here, and you can obviously scan it in your case. If you have the book or item in front of you, you can just scan it into this field, and then you can click search. So see here, when I do a search, there's a little tag here on the left that comes up. This is keeping your search tracked. So if I did another search here, Harry Potter, I would see both of those searches next to each other. So, and sorry, that was an ISBN search. I should have done a keyword search for that. But either way, I somehow got results. So you see here 2 searches, and they have the little red X that you can close those searches. So I can close this one and go back to this one just by clicking that red X, or you can toggle back and forth in between the results and individual records that you have displayed. So all of that is going to stack up here in your recent search history and your recent record history. So here we have the results list. On the left, you have your facets. So you can see here, there's not many options. They're all cataloged in English. Otherwise, you could limit to English here. They're all print books. There are options here for the year. So obviously, if the item you have in hand is 2011, you'd pick 2011. If it, of course, wasn't held by your library already, held by Buckles already, or you would click 2014 if you had the 2014 version. And then the author and language are both the same here. So this is a simpler results list than you might get sometimes, but I just wanted to illustrate some of the things you're seeing on the screen easily. So here you're seeing that option to view the condensed search result list again and go back to the enhanced search result list. You're seeing that there's 1 to 2 of 2, and you're seeing that it's displaying 10 rows at a time. If there were more results, of course, I could change this to 20, 50, or 100 and see more results on a page. You can sort this by relevance or several other options here. And then each of these results is going to display in the enhanced list. It's going to display the cover art, and then it's also going to display the title, author, edition, the format, the language of the work itself, the publication information. It's going to display the ISBN, and if you hover, it'll display the other ISBNs in the record, because there are some libraries that do add other ISBNs to an existing record, even if they're not published in the same year, which we don't do, but there are other libraries that do that. That's why you're getting the result for 2011, even though the ISBN that we searched in this case, which isn't here anymore, let me paste it back in. The ISBN that we searched was this paperback edition that's published later on, but some library decided to add it to the old edition. So that's why you're seeing that as well. So you want to be careful to select the record that actually matches your edition. You're seeing the series information, you're seeing the code of the library that created this record, and you're seeing the encoding, the language of cataloging here, ENG. For English, you're seeing the encoding level, which is full in this case, in both cases, in fact. And then you're seeing the OCLC number, which is the unique number that describes this record in particular. Then on the right, you're seeing the World Cat Holdings. It's held in this case for the first result, and there are 957 other libraries that use OCLC that have this held as well. And then the second one is not held, and that one has 19 other libraries that are holding this version, this edition of this title. So in this case, if you're looking to decide which record to choose, since we, like I said, since we searched the ISBN for the 2014 edition, that would be the one you would choose. but you would of course want to first make sure that it was a good and complete record. Yes, it says full, but you always want to open the record and make sure it meets the Buckles minimum criteria for a complete record, because that's what we go by. So you're going to scroll through, you see the ISBN here is the one that's in your hand. The author, the title is there, the 300 field with the description is there. This even has a summary, which is nice, but not required. And then those all important subject headings are there with the second indicator of 0, as they should be. So this record looks good, and we could select it for our 2014 paperback edition of this title. So we would go here and set holding and export. I'll show this example for the next search that we do as well. But I'll just point out here, while we're in this view, you can also look at text view. So it's a little bit simpler of a view, but we do recommend looking at mark view because that's how you can tell that something meets the Buckles minimum criteria. Those are the fields that you need to check to see that they're actually there and that they're complete. So here we would set holding and export. We would select the Buckles export list, which should be the only one you see there, and you would click on add. Then immediately it would set the holding for that record, and it would show us that that record was held. So now if we go back, notice there isn't a back button. There is a way to navigate to the previous record by clicking the arrow here, but there is not a back button in these results. What you do is go over here on the left, and you go back to your search here, and you'll see the results list. So you can toggle back and forth between the records you had viewed and the results list that way. So here you can see on the right, the WorldCat holdings now show that it's held, both of them are held by Buckles as well as those other libraries. And you can see that 19 increased to 20 for this second record since now Buckles has it held as well. So the next search we can do is a UPC search. In this case, like Yumi said, we are going to search by keyword when we have a UPC, because as you can see, there's no UPC option in this case. So we're going to click on keyword, and we're going to paste in the UPC. Of course, in your case, you can scan it in and do the search. Now, I like to keep my search results a little bit more uncluttered. So I like to actually exit out of these old searches and old records, but you can certainly leave them there as a sort of history if you need to go back to anything. But that's just a pet peeve of mine. So you're here in the search, and we're looking at several results. We have 12 results here. We could go to the second page. We could go to the last page. We could change this to show 20 so that we see all 12 on one page like this, which is nice. So it's up to you how you want to display this. But over here on the left, we have our facets, and now we have a few more options to actually narrow our search. So I'm going to show this way, and then I'm going to show it as an advanced search. So you can really do either. You can do the search, then narrow it, or you can start right out the gate and narrow it in your advanced search, whatever you prefer. So here we know that we have to have the language of cataloging as English. So we're automatically going to always click English whenever we're in a basic search, and we need to limit that language of cataloging to English. That's the first step for everything. We don't accept records that are not cataloged in English. So once you have that, you can see the selected facets changes at the top, and it shows English as a selected facet. And if you want to get rid of it, you would just click the X, and now you would be back to having English and French. And you can see here, as I scroll through, ENG, and then you can see, just to clarify where that's coming from, here is French, FRE. So if you ever miss that limiter and you don't use the facet or the advanced search, you can always avoid records that have any other language besides English if you notice it here in that spot. So I'll go back and choose English again. And then in our case, we have a music CD. So we don't want these e-audiobook results to show. So we can limit to the 7 that are CDs. And now you can see that stacks up on top next to English. So we're not seeing videos or e-audiobooks. The year is 2013 no matter what for all 7, so we can skip that. And then here you can see there's two options for author, and then they're all in English. If we wanted to limit it by author and say, okay, we have Florida Georgia Line, that's the author, let's pick that as the artist, that limits it to one search result. However, we immediately notice a problem. This is a minimal level record, so this won't be accepted. So maybe there's actually something to be said for not limiting to Florida Georgia Line in this case. So let's X out of that limiter and let's look at all the records, regardless of who they have listed as authors, because in this case, there are actually additional authors that we should take into consideration for this particular music CD. So here we need to limit our search even more with these 7 results. So we can look through and we can check a few more things. But before I do that, I want to just toggle over to our advanced search and show you how you can do the same thing with the advanced search. So I'm going to close this search out. I'm going to go to my advanced search and I'm going to limit this from here. Now you can see when you go to language of cataloging, English is already selected since we set it in our user preferences. So you don't have to always worry with an advanced search about selecting English in your facets. It will automatically show you only English records, cataloged in English, that is, not the language of the work itself, of course. It could be Chinese, Japanese, Russian, whatever language you want. But actually, I shouldn't use those as an example because those records are actually cataloged differently in a different record manager login by specific staff members. But if we have other Roman languages, Spanish, French, German, those obviously can still be cataloged using this method, but the language that they're cataloged in has to be English. We can't stress that enough, the difference between the two. So here I would go to my keyword because again, we don't have, I would go to my keyword search because in this case, we have several options, but we don't have the UPC as an option. It's certainly something we can ask for, but right now we don't have it. So we're going to leave it at keyword search and we're going to enter in our UPC. And then here in the formats, we can automatically say, okay, we know it's a music CD. So I'm just going to limit it to music CD right to begin with. This one is in English. They're singing the songs in English. So I can say I want the language to be English for this. I can say that I know it's 2013. So I can limit to 2013. And then I can go ahead and search using those limiters. And you'll notice here, when I do the search, I automatically get those 7 results. So I don't even have to use those facets to narrow it down even more. So it's really whatever you decide is best, whatever you prefer. If you're going to remember to use the facets and you're comfortable with it and it doesn't seem to waste any time for you, you could go ahead and just use the facets. But advanced search gets you there right away. As you can see, there's 1 through 7, just like we had before. And now we can go ahead and narrow the search even more. So scrolling through the results, you can take a look at a few things. The first one is full level. The second one is full level, but already the third one is minimal level. As you continue to go down the page, you'll notice the rest are all minimal level. So I can skip all those ones at the end and just focus on the first 2 that are full level. The first one has 67 holdings. It's not held by Buckles. And the second one has 5 holdings and it's not held by Buckles. So yes, holdings is a good thing to look at, and it can be an indication that a record with more holdings is the one to choose. But you always, like I said before, always want to look at the record itself to see if it meets the Buckles minimum criteria for a complete record. So let's click on this first one. Let's take a look at the record itself. We're in Mark View, which is good. We can scroll through, make sure it has everything we need. So it has the correct artist here. It has the title. It even has an alternate title here. It has the publication information, the description of the contents. It has performance information. It has our performer information. It has some notes. It has the tracks. It has the summary of this CD, and then it has one of the most important things, those subject headings with the second indicator 0. So this record is a very good record. It's a complete record. We could certainly choose this record. Let's go to the next record and compare that one. So again, we can go back to our search here on the left, like this, and go to our search results. Or from this first record, we can go and click on the arrow here, and we can go to the second record. And then we can scroll through this record to see if this is a complete record. So this one has, again, the performer, title, publication information, physical description in the 300 field. It has the performer information. It has the track information. And it has, it doesn't have a summary. Not that the summary is required. It's just helpful and a nice extra. It has the second indicator 0 for the subject headings, the 650 fields. So this one is actually a pretty good record too. However, you can go ahead, since they're both good records, then you can use the holdings information. So I'll go back to my search. You can use this holdings information, 67 holdings versus 5, to lean you in the direction of the first record to choose instead of the second record. So again, it's not strictly the number of holdings that you'd go by. It's first, is it a complete record? And then if you have 2 complete records that you're looking at, then you can lean towards the one with more holdings. So we'll go ahead and set holding and export. We'll choose our buckles list and we'll click on add. And as you can see, again, it immediately adds it as held. So you can see even in the same day, someone could have selected this, and later on that day, you go with your CD in hand to to Record Manager, and you go to search this up. You'll already see that it's held because the other library selected it earlier that day. So you'll know that it is either already in Polaris or it's soon going to be in Polaris when the import is added to Polaris. So that's all I have for my demo. I'm going to stop sharing and we can go ahead and take any questions that we may have. Okay, so let's look at, I'll let Yumi present now so she can show, she's on it already. So the first question, when we see a record that says held, but if we search in Leap and it doesn't show up, should we still save and export the record again or wait to see if that record will be added? I would always, there's kind of 2 aspects to this. In general, if it's a simple record, 1 ISBN, 1 UPC, it's pretty straightforward. You would wait and see if when the record gets added, because if it says held, it is either already in or it will soon be added. That is the rule. However, if you have like 3 or 4 ISBNs on a record, there sometimes is a case where the record is in already, but with 1 or 2 of those ISBNs only, and your ISBN is the 3rd or 4th ISBN in the record, and you were trying to export it because you have that 3rd or 4th ISBN. In that case, you want to double check your record and see if that's the record you should even be picking, because in a lot of cases, that's an added ISBN that actually should be its own record, and it should have, it has a separate publication date, maybe even a separate publisher name. And in those cases, we wouldn't add the record again with your ISBN added to it. We would need you to add a separate record with your own ISBN. And if one can't be found, we would need the cataloging justification form submitted to justify us doing the either enhancing an existing record or creating a new record for your ISBN exclusively. Let's see, that one is
Margaret, Michelle's one, she said she resolved it, so you can skip.
okay. So the ISBN question. Okay, yes, got it. Okay, so we can skip the ISBN. I will still use this opportunity to say you should always be using ISBN to search if you have an ISBN. That's just the general rule. ISBNs and UPCs are the way to go. So the next question, does the OCLC symbol field matter? Must the record say JAG or can it be something else? You mean,
Okay, yeah. So
it can be helpful, right?
yeah, so I don't know if the font is too small for you, but in this example, you can see cataloging source. You see all the OCLC symbols, but if you are like familiar with some of the symbols, for example, the first one is Midwest tape code. This is symbol for the Midwest tape. So if you know some of the code and if you just trust that institution, for example, DVD and Blu-ray, other than just choose like some random code at the bottom, I'll go to Midwest Tape One because they are doing a lot of multimedia DVD, video, DVD and Blu-ray cataloging. So if I know the cataloging source code, I'm gonna look at the record first. Also, you cannot sort by the cataloging source, unfortunately, but in the so that's why I just prefer condensed view. If you click the word cat holding here, you can sort by the holding. You can sort by the word cat holding. So if you click by this, you can see the most holding records first. So look, as we just like talked about it, if a lot of libraries selected this record, there's a reason because this record is better than the others. So if you just sort by the holding, word get holdings, you will see the most holding records first. Also, in this condensed view, you can also sort by title and author and OCS number, but you don't want to do it. But anyway, so also you can just sort by publication date here. So you can have some options to sort by the sort options, but I always like recommend you to sort by or get holdings to see how many libraries selected this record. So the most holding records can be better, but not always true, but it's relatively better than others. So yeah. So the answer, you don't need to know about the OCLC symbols, but if you know some of them, it'll be helpful. For example, if you see DLC, that means the record cataloged by Library of Congress. And at the bottom, HUL, this is Harvard University Library. So I don't know if you trust Harvard one, you can select it, but so you don't need to necessarily know, but if you know some of them, it can be helpful.
And I think I saw DLC as one of them, right?
Uh,
When I did my search, I think I saw
oh, yeah, your
DLC.
search, not from
Yeah.
this screen. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Okay, so the next question is, can I search for titles in a language other than English?
Yeah, this is example. I searched by Kiseung, which is Parasite, which is very famous movie. So yes, you can search any languages here. You can search Chinese, Russian, non-Latin script, and then you can see all the results here. But we have another process for the world language submission, which directly, whenever you submit the record from Record Manager, it directly comes to us, Kirsten or me, so we can just handle them. But if you're using this account for your library account, and submit the word language records, that goes to Margaret, and Margaret has to identify the language, and then she has to give the records to us by language. So CJK in English comes to me, and other than CJK in English comes to Kirsten. So the process will be slow. If you just use this account, it will slow down your word language cataloging process.
Yeah, so we recommend that you use the special world language login that everyone's been given. It's probably under your name, right, Yumi?
Yeah, but I think Ellen didn't request that account.
Okay, so if you don't have an account for the world language materials, then you can ask for one to be set up, and we will set it up for you. For specifically for, yeah, non-Roman world languages. So not for Spanish, not for French or German, just for the non-Roman, like
Ukrainian,
CJK.
yeah,
Yeah,
Georgian, Russian.
yeah, Hebrew, Hindi,
Yeah.
those languages. Yep.
Polish is
Polish.
fine.
Polish is fine. Polish is Roman. Yep. Okay, so that one is about world language. That was a good question. Then next question, if you had selected facets after making the search,
Yes.
are those retained when returning to the search via that sidebar? Yes, they are.
Yes, as you can see from the example on the top, selected facets are there. If you just toggle back and forth, they're there.
It includes your facets. Yep. So does this default to presenting full records at the top and then minimal records, or is that just a fluke in the demo?
As you can see from the example screen, there's no way you sort by the full level and minimum level. You have to find it. But if you just sort by the WordCat holdings, it's not always true, but like in most cases, you will see the full record first because a lot of libraries select a good record. So if you see a lot of libraries holding for the record, that means, as you can see encoding level here, that means it can be full encoding level, but it's not always 100% true, but yeah, relatively, yeah, tendency.
Okay. Somebody missed the very start of the session. When will the login credentials be sent? That was sent to the directors, so you would get the login credentials from the director. Does Record Manager affect if we're signed up for WCP? No, this is totally separate. You will still retain your WCP account and we will still be doing WCP as normal. Is there a limit to how old the item year is? Current policies still apply, so we won't be adding nonfiction older than 5 years. I believe video games older than 5 years.
And obsolete format.
Obsolete format, yeah, all of that. If that answers the question, I don't know if that does answer the question, but. And then to make sure we start using Record Manager April 1st, yes. The last day I will do a CatExpress import is the March 31st, and April 1st I will do the Record Manager import. So it will cut over from the 31st. So you should, to the end of the day on the 31st, you can select records in CatExpress. And then when you come into work on the April 1st, you should be using Record Manager to select those records. Should we use Record Manager if the book is bilingual English and a non-Roman script? So that's an interesting question. If the main language is English, then it's fine. And that will be reflected in the record. It will say English. It will just happen to contain the other script. It's not wrong if you use the other login. So for libraries that have both logins and they use the other login, it will work, it will be fine, but you don't need to. You can use the regular login, this login that we're describing here, for those that are English. If the main language is the non-Roman language and the English is a secondary, then you want to use the world language login for Record Manager to do those records. So those will be clear because the main language will say that language. It'll say Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Hebrew, etc. Should I send you a request or my director a request for the world language credentials? You would send that to your director. Yes, your director has the credentials.
Alrighty, I don't see any other questions, so I'm just going to do a couple of wrap-up items. If anybody does have any other questions, please type them into Slido. So again, thank you to Yumi, Margaret Rose, and Kirsten for a great class. Thank you to everyone for attending and taking time out of your busy day. We appreciate it. Again, if you have any other questions, please type them in the chat box. We will be sending an evaluation to you after this training. Please respond, as your feedback helps us with this training as well as future training. And it's also an opportunity for you to let us know what other topics you would like to see in terms of upcoming training. As we said, we will be sending you the recording and other resources shortly. So I'm going to say thank you and have a good afternoon. I don't see any other questions. So the plan is to send the slides to everyone who's attending
Darlie,
as, I'm sorry?
Darlie, yeah, Darlie.
Yes.
We also created a manual, so we're gonna send out the manual too. I think manual has more information than the slides, so we're gonna send out the manual.
Yeah, the manual's much more detailed.
The manual and the link to the recording to all, correct?
Yes.
All righty. Well, thanks for putting together such a detailed manual and a great presentation.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
Bye.